Busch, sponsor your boy. It's going to be a long off season because I'm going to need all those cases that I can get. Yes, people, it's your boy Hen Dog. And if you're looking at me drinking a beer in a D-backs jersey, looking pissed off and I guess drained of all energy, yes, the Diamondbacks, Arizona's finest, the answerbacks, embrace the chaos, lost to the Texas Rangers. What, 4-1 in the World Series? It felt like a sweep, honestly. I literally, they choked so hard at home. I forgot they won a game in Texas. But, yeah, it's 4-1 series, lost 5-0. And I'm going to get off straight with the back. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers. Honestly, I'm not going to be mad at the Texas Rangers. I'm not going to rage at the Texas Rangers, frankly, because they deserved it. They obviously won the series. They scored runs when they needed to. Corey Seager's a fucking dog. And I'm happy for them. They've had a storied franchise. They've had big-name players, and they've had moments when they should have won it, but they didn't. And I'm happy they did win it, finally. I just am pissed off that it came against us. I'm not happy with it against any other team. Sorry, Phillies fans, but I'll address you a little later. Not in a bad way. In a good way, because, I have a heartfelt apology for you. But I credit the Texas Rangers fans. But unless you're watching this to make fun of me or just to laugh, this video isn't for you because I'm not going to be trashing you really at all. Because if anything, I'm just going to be congratulating you because, like I said, I have no problem with you guys. I'm a huge Texas Longhorns fan. So I'm not going to hate you guys. I'm not going to discredit you and say that, your team didn't deserve anything. Yeah, I believed. I think we had, which obviously I feel like you could admit in moments, we could have scored runs. We should have scored runs on you guys. Or we could. You guys won't say we should have. I would say we should have. We could have scored runs on you guys. We could have beat you guys. I'm not going to say easily because y'all easily wiped the floor with us game 4, which was fucking disgraceful by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Miguel fucking Castro, if I can say. No, I'm going to hold it off. I'm going to wait until a little later because I do want to give props to the Arizona Diamondbacks first before I just unleash on their disgraceful home performance. But yes, really honestly, Texas Rangers fans, this video isn't for you because I'm not going to hate on y'all. Y'all deserve it. Y'all should go party. Literally, Corey Seager deserved to be MVP. Adolis Garcia, literally, was I happy to hear him not in the lineup? Yeah. But was I pissed off that it's because of injury? Yes. Because obviously you want to beat him at your best. And Adolis Garcia around the line, I was like, oh, wow, I am happy. I'm happy in terms of, wow, that gives us a chance to beat, we have a chance to beat them. But obviously that didn't fucking matter because Miguel Castro was just giving you guys bullpen session. But I really wish Adolis Garcia was playing because that dude's a freaking machine. He's got a cannon for him. Seeing him gun out Christian Walker at home, even though he shouldn't have tested Garcia to begin with, was quite frankly cool. So I ain't going to hate on him. I really wish he played. And I really hope that oblique injury really was just really something minor. And I was hoping, honestly, that perfect world, I swear to God, I was saying, I hope he's just out for that game. It's just a little tightness. We're just going to hold him out. And then we were hoping to see him games, 5, 6, 7, or 6 and 7. I wasn't hoping to be ruling off for the whole series. The Scherzer thing maybe was I could have expected that to be out a little more because of his injury history, maybe getting a little older in age and how hard that ball was hitting into his back. Maybe it was just a little sore in him trying to, throw and move around. It just didn't feel right. So I could get that. And it sucked because I really like Scherzer, Hall of Famer, first ballot. Hopefully, as he's getting his ring fitted, they fit his jacket as well. If they give out jackets in Cooperstown, I really don't know. I know they give out the plaques and stuff, but if they give out jackets, they better fit him for a jacket while he's getting his finger fitted for a ring. Or another ring, I should say. But, I think he's in there. I think he won with the Dodgers. I can't remember, but I think he has a ring already. But, yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer. Sucks they got injured. So you never want to see people go out with injury. But I really thought the D-backs could take advantage. Again, Ryan, I'm sorry. I'm really trying to hold off because I really need to get to the positive stuff first because if I see all the negative stuff first, I'm not going to get to the positive stuff. But congratulations Rangers fans and all that. But next I want to say I'm proud of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, shit. I was at the Astros series right before the postseason where I was stressing my ass off, where I was checking the Cubs, Rangers, and Brewers scores. hoping that the D-backs could sneak in as I'm watching the Astros put on a clinic. I wouldn't say like a master, like a coach, like a clinic, a bullpen, like they were hitting us. But it felt like they were definitely just like they had the not only experience, but the class. We were the newer, younger team. They were the defending champs. I was just sitting there. It was a close game. In the Abreu homer that I thought was a homer, but I guess it's not because it hit the yellow line. That turned into a 2-run double. I think it was a 2 or 3-run double. And that was pretty much the deciding factor in the game. And I think that was off Gallen. Great. Yeah. I mean, but it was just felt like they were just they just outclassed us. But I was sitting there really hoping we'd make the postseason. So if you told me then and there that if we were going to make the World Series while I was stressing my ass out just making the wild card, I would have bit your freaking arm off. But literally the team showed out. Literally the Gabriel and Lourdes Gurriel acquisitions was freaking huge to begin with. Yeah, like Dalton Varsho is a great utility man. He was one of my more favorite players in the lineup over the last couple of years with the last couple terrible years of Diamondbacks baseball. But we got our catcher of the future, and we'll see what happens with Gurriel Jr. because I do believe he is a free agent this offseason. Corbin Carroll, Rookie of the Year. Literally, Ellie De La Cruz, I didn't watch enough Reds games to say, but at least from afar and as a fantasy guy, it seemed like Ellie was up and down. I could be wrong on being for sure that he seemed up and down. But when I was, like, at least when I checked in every once in a while, it seemed like he was very up and down. But if he was able to be a little more consistent, and if he came in like at the beginning of the year like Corbin Carroll did, he would have had an argument. Dude's a freaking stud. Going to be in the league for years. The Reds got a good one. But Corbin Carroll going to be Rookie of the Year. Deserves it. I mean, the guy showed up. I mean, NLCS Game 7. Yeah, I've been criticizing for Games 1 through 6. Showed up Game 7. And then, yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Ketel Marte deserves a freaking statue in front of Chase Field. That dude deserves, if you're watching this video and you're an Arizona native and you've been at Chase Field and you've seen Diamondback games, you'll get this reference or this, I don't know what you would call this. But Ketel Marte deserves, I guess you can call it a acknowledgement, but Ketel Marte deserves a fat head running in the Legends race at Chase Field every 6th or 7th inning whenever that happens. He is a Diamondback legend. The dude has stayed with us for years. He could have left. He could have requested a trade at any point in time, but he stuck with us, and he wholeheartedly deserves to stand atop everyone to have the longest postseason hit streak in MLB history. He deserves it. He deserves a statue. He deserves a fat head in the Legends race at Chase Field. The dude is an icon. And I hope he sees this for years to come because I believe he's not that old. I believe like he's in his prime right now in terms of baseball. I guess I'm sorry I didn't Google ages, but I believe he's like real like he's hitting his stride right now in baseball. Alec Thomas, I mean, he was very up and down. He was looked at as kind of in and out of the lineup. It felt like at times in the regular season. And Troy Lavello benched him a couple times in the postseason in favor of Tommy Pham and others, which, I mean, why Tommy Pham's veteran experience? I mean, why wouldn't you? But, dude, we wouldn't be in the World Series without Alec Thomas. The dude hit a pull shot against the Phillies to extend the series to get us in the opportunity to beat the Phillies in Philadelphia. Kane, hopefully he wins a Gold Glove. But, brother, just a couple hours ago, bro, that play at center field, even when we're down bad, is not a good look. That's just pals on the, honestly. I'm just gonna hold off, Ryan. Hold off, Ryan. Alec Thomas, great season, years to come. Tommy Pham, I don't know what happens with him. I hope we re-sign him, but great acquisition that was for Mike Hazen. Christian Walker. Literally, I'm drinking Busch Light. He's literally Paul Goldschmidt light. That dude is a freaking dog. Yeah, he may have struggled in the World Series a little bit, but he overall, I mean, that bare hand, bro, that bare hand was something else in the World Series. Gold Glover. He should win Gold Glove this year. He's literally like Paul Goldschmidt light. Can't complain about him, really. Great show up. Geraldo Perdomo, fan favorite, the Energizer Bunny. I mean, I really wish there was more of him in the games like we had at home, but stud, shortstop. Hopefully we see him longer. Longoria, great acquisition. Another veteran presence. He added a lot. Really wish we got a guy in the Marine, but again, he's one of those guys that really didn't show up in the World Series. Again, hold off. Emmanuel Rivera, stud. Literally, he batted over 300 for a good while in the regular season. He showed his versatility, what he could offer. I mean, he did it against the Phillies. He did it in the World Series a couple times. He showed what he can offer. So hopefully we have him for a couple of years longer to have that solid depth piece. He did show his worth. I mean, the bullpen. I mean, it's so hard for me. Like, I really want to credit them. I really do. But it's just the way that they literally ended the season. The way that it's so Arizona Diamondback that the bullpen would let us down the way that they had the last couple of years. They were so good through the wild card, through the NLCS, and then right when we needed them most, what happened? Hey, my favorite source in the state, PHNX. They have that meme. This is, Dan Craig, ladies and gentlemen, the weekends. Ladies and gentlemen, the bullpen. Because it is. They choke. They throw it. They blow it. Paul Sewell, game one. I should have known we were going to just absolutely fuck over the World Series. And I should say right now, if you're not 18 and over, I recommend you do not watch this video, the rest of this video. Because I'm going to be unfiltered. I'm going to be emotional. I'm pissed off. I'm going to drop a lot of cuss words. And I'm going to try not to. It's going to be hard for me to hold back. But I recommend you shouldn't watch this video. But, man, I don't get it. But, there's a lot to be proud of this team. I mean, obviously, none of us expected to be here. Even our GM. I'll get to that a little later. But, again, Mike Hazen did a good job with some acquisitions. Chase Peterson, I don't really know. A fourth starter. That's why I am not us expecting to get to the World Series. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be proud of this team, and I really hope. I mean, I'll get into this at the end of the episode on what I really think. But the heart, the passion, the Arizona Diamondback fan in me, I really hope we get back to the postseason next year. But yeah, I'm gonna get the proud stuff out of the way. I am really proud of this team at the end of the year. At the end of the day. I mean, again, calmer heads will prevail. I will be. At the end of the day, I probably will feel not as bad, but I will still have a sour taste in my mouth. But I am proud of this team. But I do want to apologize to the fucking Phillies fans. I am sorry to the Phillies fans. That was fucking pathetic by the Arizona Diamondbacks at home. I thought the Philadelphia Phillies were a team that we could beat, like the Texas Rangers, but it would take a lot. I imagine Phillies fans were really pissed off they lost the Arizona Diamondbacks, especially at home, especially when they were in the World Series last year and they expected to go back this year as being the best team after beating the Braves. I'll say to you right now, Phillies fans, I was with you. I didn't think the Diamondbacks would get to the World Series. Yes, I'm happy we'll be there. Yes, I'm pissed off to how pathetic our home performance was. But I can be proud and be pissed off at how we performed in the World Series. But I also think that since the Phillies were the better team going against the Diamondbacks and the Phillies in the matchup, I could say I had money on I didn't actually have money. But hypothetically, if I did, and I did tell people, I thought the Phillies would beat us in 6 or 7 games. They were just the better team. Bryce Harper, dog. Schwarber, home run machine. Stott, young stud. Alec Boehm. I mean, you can't count the guy out. The dude struggled throughout, but of course hits that huge home run in Philly when they needed it. Dude's beast. JT Realmuto Whether the people can criticize, well, the Philly fans criticize him in the NLCS, he's still one of the best catchers in the game. Behind, because I'm from Oregon, represent Adley Rutschman. Him and Adley Rutschman are two of the best catchers in the game. So, J.T. Realmuto was still one of those guys. Aaron Nola, if I could really say it, I'd love to have him in a Diamondbacks uniform. Shit, could he be our fourth starter? I'd love that. I mean, we're linked with the that Japanese pitcher who pitched for the Japanese national team, I guess, for a little bit. I don't believe that's going to happen at all. I don't believe it. But we were linked with him for a little bit. We need a fourth starter. I would love to have Aaron Nola in the D-backs uni. He would be people. I don't know if some fans. I hope D-backs fans would look at that as like a Madison Bumgarner signing, because despite Madison Bumgarner winning, a couple World Series titles with the Texas Rangers now in San Francisco, D-backs rival, NL West rival, Aaron Nola right now, as we've seen against the D-backs, was dealing. I feel like if we can get him for a couple years with this team as a fourth starter with Fott, Kelly, Gallen, and Nola, if that somehow could work, God, give me that all day. Aaron Nola as like a second or third day starter would be incredible. But other than that, I bet Philly fans just couldn't watch it. I think they were sitting back saying, God, at least if we lose to the D-backs, at least I hope they win in the World Series, because at least we can sit back and go, well, at least we lost to the team that won in the World Series, because we can say we lost to the World Series champion. No, y'all lost to a team that couldn't care to show up in front of their city when they in the biggest stage in the Fall Classic. That's what I'm sorry for the Phillies fans for. If the D-backs went admirably, if they fought, which I personally don't think they did at home, I don't think they fought. I'm sorry. I mean, I could be in the minority, whatever. But if the series was played if the series was played all 7 games in Arlington, Texas, in their ballpark, I guarantee the D-backs win more games there. I guess we're getting into the rant now. I guess it kind of gets mixed with the Philly apology. But, I mean, if the game was played all 7 games in Arlington, I bet you the D-backs win more games than playing at home. Like, how freaking criminal is that? The city of Arizona, these freaking fans haven't seen an Arizona sports team lift a championship trophy in any sport on its biggest stage in any sport since when, that they kind of threw in there to hype up the World Series, the Diamondbacks, 2001, when they were literally coming off of being a expansion team. That was the last team to hoist a championship trophy in any sport. Other than that, the Cardinals sniffed it after beating the Eagles, I believe, in the NFC Championship game. My memory as a young kid's a little foggy. And to be honest with you, I couldn't care to really look up information because I'm so freaking heated and I had to get it off my chest before I explode. But I believe they played the Philadelphia Eagles in that NFC Championship game. And then they should have beat the Philadelphia Steelers in the Super Bowl. No, they'll lose that. And then the D-backs go to the World Series again, or the NLCS again. That doesn't work. And then it just takes years and years and years. The Suns kind of have up and down. They battled the Spurs, and they were close to that when they probably should have won at least a title then. But when you run into prime Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, what the hell are you going to do? But, that happened. The Coyotes kind of had a couple sniffs in the playoffs. The Suns literally blowing both Game 7s at home in back-to-back years last year and 2 years ago by like 25-plus points. They lost by 25 points to the Mavs, and they lost by nearly, 30 or 40 to the Nuggets. I might have gotten that switched around. I don't know. It's such a blur. It's so sad. To be honest with you, I'm not even really a Suns fan. I'm a Celtics fan, which, me and Philly fans are going to rub the wrong way with. But I'm a Celtics fan. But I root for the Suns because I'm an AZ native. I would love. Arizona is a sports city. I don't care what people say. I'm sorry. It is. Yes, it gets hot. Yes, it's a desert, but I'm sorry. There's literally hockey in the middle of the city of Los Angeles, but we ain't gonna complain about that. Really? So why can't there be hockey in a desert? It makes sense that there's hockey in the colder weather areas, like in Washington, Oregon, my home state. Canada makes sense. Up there, But no, it's in the Staples Center. I don't hear people bitching about that. But no, hey, Arizona wants to have a hockey team. Oh, that's weird. Ice hockey in the desert. That's interesting. Dallas has it. I don't hear. Did people complain about the Dallas Stars getting a team? But anyways, it's so stupid. Like it's frustrating as an AZ native, seeing how passionate the fans down here. My God, how do you not watch? If you didn't go to Chase Field, and if you were able to kind of see the drone footage of what Chase Field looked like in the World Series, I'm sorry, the roof open, the weather. You're telling me that's not a great atmosphere for a World Series? Shit, they hosted the fucking Super Bowl. I'm sorry, the turf wasn't our fault. That was the NFL's fault. They had that grass. It wasn't turf, it's grass. They had that grass going for like 2 years. They were trying to grow that special shit for like a year or two. The Cardinals' turf or grass, if they used the grass the Cardinals used, it would have been just fine. That's not our fault. But they hosted a Super Bowl. Shit, if you went there, it was packed. It was a party. The roof was open. Rihanna hosted Rihanna sang. Chris Stapleton, the freaking national anthem. I'm not saying it was like Paul McCarthy or something, but it's not a deadbeat state. The state is a sports city. All it is just lacking winning. Like if you were in Chase Field at any point in these 3 home games, you could feel the energy of these fans just building like a volcano. It's like a sleeping giant, a volcano that's ready to erupt. And all it needed was just a little shake. Just a little shake. It needed the Diamondbacks to do something. But guess what? It was silent. There was no earthquake. There was no shit. The plates weren't moving. There was nothing. Nothing to cause an eruption, which was pitiful. They could show for Paul Sewell after he blew a fucking save in Arlington, Texas, in front of their fans. But you're telling me you couldn't show up in front of a city who has been crying out for a champion in any sport for over 20 years since your franchise did it in 2001. You're telling me you at least couldn't show up for one fucking game? And I'm not counting them clawing back to score 7 runs against Rangers bullpen they're just playing around with when they were up 10-0. Oh, sorry, 11-1. Please, don't call that showing up. That's just garbage time. Sorry to call it like it is. They didn't show up. Zach Gallen, just the game I'm recording, I just got back from. I'm recording this video. Threw a no-hitter through 6 innings. And you're telling me we stranded Corbin Carroll on third base 2 times. We stranded a man on third base, I believe, at least 4 times. You're telling me we couldn't have scored 1 run. Nathan Eovaldi's good, but really, are you telling me we could just work a walk and a base hit when there's no one on base? But yet when we get to second and third, Nathan Eovaldi somehow just turns into fucking Randy Johnson. Don't believe it. Great pitcher, but I don't believe it. And then just getting back to the bullpen. Paul Sewell blew game 1. Still pissed off about that. Literally ruined what I think about Paul Sewell. Literally, it's the same with Zach Gallen before he destroyed that narrative tonight about being only a regular season pitcher. Zach Gallen threw a no-hitter through 6 innings against the Rangers. Zach Gallen destroyed that narrative. Paul Sewell, on the other hand, I'm sorry, you got brought in the 9th inning tonight when I was walking to the car after I couldn't stand to see the D-backs pull another just scoreless 8th inning frame. I had to leave before I just screamed my ass off in just frustration. Paul Sewell gives up like 3 runs. Really? He's a regular season closer. And I know he's at the club probably next year. God, I really hope we get. I hope he gets some additions to the bullpen, because Paul Sewell, man, that my personal opinion about him completely changed in the World Series. Series alone should be 2-2 right now at least, but Paul Sewell is just decided to be. I don't want to say Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning should have won the regular season than he did in the postseason, but that's what it felt like. Paul Sewell decided to show up in the NLCS in the wild card. And I'm going to say it just like the rest of the team did. Did the team just expect when they walked into Chase Field that they were going to win games, that the bats were somehow going to connect with the balls that the pitchers were thrown by the Rangers and just go over left field into the D-backs bullpen, or opposite field, or straight to right field into the Rangers bullpen, or a pull shot to right center? No. Like, literally show up. How hard is that, man? You can show up for one game. I feel like they didn't even show up for one inning at home in the World Series. It's what it feels like. Again, yeah, they scored 7 runs, but the game didn't matter. It was a garbage time 7 runs. Literally, if Miguel Castro didn't decide to throw away like the $5 million he got from his bonus, yeah, like woo, like I bet he really cares about blowing the World Series now. But yeah, like, do you think he cares? No. I bet you cared at the time. Do you think he really cares now? No. Because, I mean, it's postseason. They get to cool down. They get to move on. Yeah, whatever. It was a shitty bullpen. And that starts with Mike Hazen. Mike Hazen hit and missed so much this season. There's so much to credit him for, but there's so much to criticize him for as well. I'm sorry. I was listening to 98.7 and Burns and Gambo. I think was it Wolf and Luke or Burns and Gambo, and they said they knew that the D-backs were trying to get a starting pitcher. I'm sorry for how credible Gambo is, especially. I have a hard time believing that, because guess what? Throughout the whole time until the trade deadline, we were showing as a team that was going to the playoffs. Were we linked to a starting pitcher? Jeff Passan, Ken Rosenthal. I really hope I pronounced your last name right, sir. You got a couple beers down. But there's not one link I remember of us being linked to a starting pitcher. Yet they said that they know for a fact that the D-backs tried to get a 4th starter. And Mike Hazen said he tried. I have a hard time believing that. Would they have given up Alec Thomas and Braden Pfaadt? And they said on the radio? I have a hard time believing that. Shit. A lot of pitchers struggled throughout the year this year. I bet you they could have gotten someone on the cheap. No offense to Pavin Smith. I thought he came through in the clutch in the postseason. But do you think we could have traded him away in that? Yeah, arguably. Shit, Drew Jones is coming up. We have other good players coming out through the farm system. Does it really hurt to give away someone like Pavin Smith for a starting pitcher? Not saying it has to be someone like Aaron Miller caliber, but could have been a 3rd or 4th day quality starter, especially looking at what in hindsight what you went through now. Hell fucking yeah. Brian Woodruff gets injured. Shit, we slap Kershaw game 1 and we sweep the Dodgers. We take Phillies game 7. We throw fucking multiple bullpen game sessions. We had to ride the luck of the bullpen. Mine is Ginkel and Sewell I'm gonna say Ginkel through the whole World Series or through the whole postseason, and Ginkel through Sewell through the wild card, through the NLCS, and Castro through here and there. It was just hard. Saul Frank's a rookie, and he showed promise. So I'm not going to criticize him because he got called up very late, and to bring him in the postseason is a tough call. And he showed up, and yes, he struggled, but he's a freaking rookie. What am I going to ask for him? He didn't do anything wrong. Ryan Thompson, didn't do really anything wrong. Joe Mantiply, former All-Star. I mean, I would like to see him more a little bit, I feel like, but he didn't do anything wrong. But I think basically my problem with Miguel Castro. The main guy that D-backs fans criticized all year, last year as well. Who knew that the missile to our Titanic, or the iceberg? The conspiracy theory, Ryan. Really, the iceberg to our Titanic was Miguel Castro sitting there floating in the ocean. Torey Lovullo's phone saying, "Hey, Miguel Castro, can you come in?" And Miguel Castro in the iceberg says, "Nah, I'm just going to fuck you over instead." And he just scrapes the D-backs wagon, and the wagon sinks at the bottom of the ocean. Thanks, Miguel Castro. Bet you're going to make that $5 million. Well, you should give that back to the D-backs fans that paid all that money to go to the game yesterday. I feel bad for the fans that paid all that money to go watch that shit. It was a despicable home series. I'm calling like it is. I'm very proud of this team, but it's just awful. You can show up for Paul Sewald's choke in Arlington, but you couldn't show up for a city who's deprived of a freaking title since literally the Cardinals when they went and they lost, but they went there, right? Or the NFC Championship game that they blew, that they just got absolutely fucked over and against the Panthers. I think that was the year the Panthers went and won the Super Bowl and lost to the Broncos. They show up. Literally, I feel like the Diamondbacks took advantage of Arizona fans and the state of Arizona Chase Field. I feel like going back 1-1, I feel, they're talking about, D-backs fans' energy and coming home in the post-game interviews after game 2 in Arlington. But, hello, were y'all playing do y'all think you were playing at home? Or do you think there was like a VR bullpen session where you were just practicing at home? Like literally, you showed up for Paul Sewald's choke, but y'all couldn't show up for a city that's been craving a title since your franchise last hosted in 2001, and we saw the Cardinals merely lose it in 2008, and the Suns lose it to, justifiably a better Bucks team in that year. Celtics fan Drew Holiday, absolute fucking dog. Thank you, Brad Stevens, and thank you, Milwaukee. But arguably, I'm not going to say the Suns blew that. But it's just what's wrong? What's going on in the state of Arizona here? Literally, I said it's a sports city, multiple Super Bowls, the waste management that has grown the sport of golf. I'm sorry. You come here and you tell me how many people, you walk that course and you tell me, you look at people and you go, yeah, I don't think they're golfers, but they show up and they pay the money because waste management's fucking grown the sport, whether you like it or not. It has. Waste management, Super Bowls, just hosted the World Series. Like I said, you see the drone footage on Fox, or if you were lucky enough to have it in 4K, you're telling me you didn't see what Chase Field looked like, and you're telling me that wasn't a beautiful atmosphere. It wasn't a great atmosphere for World Series baseball. I'll tell you right now, sat there for 18 innings in the weather, in the beautiful open roof. Yes, it's a little older stadium, but my fucking God, is it beautiful. It felt like a World Series. Just too bad the Diamondbacks team couldn't fucking show up for it. It's fucking pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. I'm just so mad. I'm pissed off. If we lost, I'm a very competitive man. I've played every sport as a kid except hockey and tennis. Baseball, lacrosse, soccer, football, basketball, you name it. Not wrestling, but without wrestling, hockey, or tennis, I pretty much played every sport. I'm a very competitive man. But if you lose at the end of the day, you gotta just wear it on the chin a little bit. And you just gotta wear that around with honor, and you just gotta at the end move on. And if the D-backs literally won a game at home, or if they just showed fight, and they showed that they wanted or they deserved to be there, show the world that they're here for, let alone they're showing the year that they're here for years with their young core. But I'll get into why I'm pissed off about, I'm more pissed off about it. But you could just show the world that you're here. At home, 3 straight games. Literally, this could be any other sport. It's 2-2, 1-1-1. But you're in fucking baseball, son. And you get 2-3-2, and you go 1-1, and you can win 3 straight games at home and celebrate in your fucking pool in the World Series. Which, sorry, Rangers fans, if you're still watching through this video, I think we could have beaten you guys from 5 games. But also, you could have said you could have beaten us in 5 games, which you did. It could have gone that way, and I think we could have beaten you guys. We should have been celebrating in the pool. But again, the Rangers were the better team. But all I ask is for the D-backs to show the fuck up. And that's why I'm apologizing to the Phillies fans. Because the team that beat y'all, the team that showed up in Philadelphia to beat you, got comfortable and thought coming back home to Chase Field was just going to be it. That the bats were going to just connect with the balls from Nathan Eovaldi and John Gray and all those other guys and just go over into the pool, left field into our bullpen or right field into the Rangers bullpen, where the fatheads come out and do the Legends race. It's so criminal what they did. Temporarily criminal. I'm not saying it's permanently, but you got to realize that this is just a stain now on this city that has to wait for another pro team. And this has the Cardinals are rebuilding. Jonathan Gannon and Monty Austinfort. Literally, Monty Austinfort especially, I think, is showing progress as a Cardinals general manager with the moves he's made. I think, I'm especially fucking over Steve Keim. I mean, shit. You were comparing him to Steve Keim. That's like getting rid of a trashy Volkswagen Bug for a Ferrari. Like, that's what the upgrade's like. But, I mean, Jonathan Gannon, I love the energy that the team's playing with. Yeah, they're lost. Yeah, they're 1-6, 1-7, whatever it is. But you don't put it on the tape, and you're telling me you don't see fight, you don't see energy. The D-backs need some of that. I wish Jonathan Gannon came and said, hey, you feel it in your gut a little bit. He may should have asked if they had something in their gut. Because the D-backs are at home, that's for sure. But hey, Jonathan Gannon showing up with the Cardinals. We'll wait and see, but he's showing good progress. The Yotes, GMBA, Bill Armstrong, he's looking good. I mean, the Yotes, all they need is a stadium. This isn't a Coyotes video especially or episode or whatever, so I'm not going to get into that. But they have young talent with Logan Cooley, Keller. You're telling me that they can't build around that with a new stadium like the D-backs for the World Series and, bring hockey energy and excitement to the state. Yeah, they can. All they need is a stadium. That's all they need. They already got the team. They got the GM. They have the progress. They just need that stadium. Let's see here. College, yeah, okay. Sun Devils and Wildcats, if they were going to the Big 12, that'd be cool. Just too bad my Longhorns are going to the SEC. It'd been cool to see my two teams, Arizona State and Texas, kind of battle it every year. But what you're gonna do? It's cool to see them go to the Big 12. I feel bad for the Pac-12 schools. Oregon State and Washington State, man. I want to see Washington State and Oregon State in the Big 12 personally, but we may not see that. But I'm trying to think of anything in sports. Phoenix Suns. I mean, shit. Are we going to see Bradley Beal on the court at all? I mean, I wanted him in the Boston Celtics for the longest time because I know him and Jason Tatum are just pros. But you've seen it now. I'm happy we never made the move for him because he's just too injury prone. I mean, I came out. I guess I saw a video or whatever that's like a quote that said that he was ready to play. That if he got asked that he could play. Unless you're telling me there's just saving they're just making sure he's 100% healthy for the full season. Then that's why. Then if he's fully healthy right now, he better be playing. Kevin Durant can't be the only dude. This just looks like Brooklyn West. This literally is Brooklyn West right now. I guess Booker's coming back soon, but Booker played game 1. He showed out. So at least he played a game already. But right now, I feel like I'm watching Brooklyn West minus Nurk. Nurk just looks like a beast right now. Looks rejuvenated. Watching him in Portland with that shit. Damian Lillard. Yeah. All he had was Damian Lillard, but let alone, Portland, again, another sports city that deserves more than what they're getting, but not as big as Phoenix. But, this city, this fan base is due a winner. Over 20 years since they've last seen a world title get lifted in a parade, whatever, along Jefferson Street, however you want to say it. You're telling me we can't see at least a fight we saw the fight from the Suns when they came here. They won. I'm pretty sure they won. Didn't they win 2 games at home here against the Bucks? And like I said, the Bucks were a better team. Yeah, the Suns got on them early, but man, Giannis, what you gonna do? Even though we're gonna get them in the playoffs this year if we face them, Celtics in 5. I'm kidding, more like Celtics in 6 or 7, but that was just ego talking, more like Celtics in 6 or 7. But, because, Drew Holiday's going to lock Dame Lillard's ass up. But, you're going to tell me, you couldn't fight in the World Series at home. I don't know. It's sad. And why I'm also pissed off is going with the Coyotes. I guess the Diamondbacks have a stadium negotiation or whatever coming up, a renewal, or they need to look for new land or something like that coming up. You know how important it would have been? Not just say winning the World Series, but let alone showing fight and showing that you belong, that you're going to be here for years. Battling the Rangers, taking them 6, 7 games in the World Series. I'll be maybe losing, but maybe have the announcers going, yeah, Look out for the Diamondbacks next year, man. Couple additions, they're coming back. You went from that to, wow, they were able to win one game in Arlington, but they had 3 games at home, and they don't show up. Yeah, if it comes to a public city, like a public vote, like it did the Coyotes in Tempe when the people of Tempe voted it down, if it comes to a vote, the Diamondbacks just gave the people an excuse to vote no. That terrible, pitiful performance at home, if it goes to a vote to the people of the city or the state, just gave the people an excuse to sit back and go, that might be a fluke. A Cinderella run. Could they do it? We'll see. Yes, like I said, you look at, it's baseball. Again, Moneyball. Perfect. Again, Moneyball is probably the perfect example of the D-backs were this year, maybe. But you watch Moneyball. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Baseball is so unpredictable. It's been a Moneyball. The Oakland Athletics took the Yankees all the way and just came up short. And what have the Athletics done since then, really? So that's what I'm saying. Is that like, this gives the excuse for these voters to go, I don't know if the D-backs can repeat this. Again, Mike Hazen, we were in a playoff run, but you didn't believe. We needed to, like, I didn't believe that you were gonna you try for a 4th starter hard enough. I'm sorry. I believe you tried hard for Paul Sewell because we got him. You have Josh Rojas and a young stud for him. I don't want to butcher his name. I have the name on my tongue, but I don't want to butcher it. But Mark Mariner's got going. He looks like a good young player. But we gave up him for Paul Sewell. And you're telling me we couldn't give up someone like Pavin Smith or someone else we have a good farm team. Someone in our farm team other than Alec Thomas or Brandon Pfaadt for a day 4 starter. Not an ace. A day 4. Quattro. 4 starter. Or 3 if you want to make that argument. Day 3 or 4 starter. Really? It would have costed that much. And that's what, and then now it comes to the offseason. We got to see what Mike Hazen does. He was hit and miss this season. So now we got to see what it is in the offseason. If he's hit and miss in this offseason, and if he brings in more people, like if he brings in some people like, Tommy Pham, but he brings in some people who are also like Jace Peterson, this team is, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it right now. Go to your local sports book. If you hit up Caesars, MGM, those are my, I love Caesars, MGM. Those are my, Caesars and MGM are my 2 I love. If you go to them, and when they release, if the team's going to make the playoffs next year, I want to put money on the D-backs making the playoffs next year. If Mike Hazen doesn't sign more Tommy Phams than Jace Peterson's, the team lacked offense. It was awful. It's terrible. It lacked power. Yeah, we embrace chaos and we sacrifice bunt and we steal bases. But obviously in the World Series at home, especially it looked like tonight's game, it looked like we were ready to fight, ready to hit, ready to walk until we got to a guy at second or third. Then it's like, do you want to show up? Do you want to try? Nah, I'm good. Do you want to try to get a hit? Nah, I'm good. I'm scared of the spotlight. We just needed one guy to make a play. If one person decided to show up in today's game alone, Zach Allen, I bet you doesn't give up that one run in the sixth or seventh inning, because he was 100 through 6. If he doesn't give up that one run in the 7th inning, because he has the cushion. When we should have been up 3 or 4. Then we should have been up 2-2 in the series. This is pitiful. Anyways, there's be more. And it's funny, guys, that this is going to be my first ever video posting. I had a video before this going up on my YouTube channel, but then I got taken down for copyright problems. Guess what? There's no fucking music in the video. So my first video on my YouTube is going to be a rant. a rant slash acknowledgement of an accomplishment, I guess. Like I said, I'm happy with this team that made it to the World Series. I'm so proud of them. I didn't think they were going to make it when I was sitting in the Astros series at the end of this regular season. Didn't think they were going to do it. But all I ask is as a competitor, is to show up and at least show up and just fight to the end. I personally didn't see any fight, which pisses me off. I didn't think I saw any fight there. The city was ready to explode, and they didn't give the city anything. But no, I'll be making more videos like this. I needed a video like this, rant just to get a kick started, but there'll be more videos like this. If you're a D-backs fan, hey, great fucking run, right? Hats off to you. Great run we had. Phillies fans, I'm sorry we really embarrassed ourselves on the national stage to a point where it probably felt really bad to you guys that you lost to us. Like I said, congratulations to the Rangers. No hate. Honestly, I'm so happy for them. Like I said, if it was any other team, I'd probably root for the Rangers in the World Series anyways. So, really proud of them. Corey Seager deserves it. Stud shortstop. But please, if there's anything else, please also do check out the podcast I'm a part of. I am wearing the Walk and Roll podcast hat. That's a podcast I am a part of with my friend Michael, the chairman. We do a podcast. We try to do a podcast every other week, but Michael's trying to get back into getting his individual podcast started, and I'm trying to kickstart my YouTube channel. Again, funny enough, I was kickstarting it really with I kickstarted with a rant video because I really don't see this game taking out for copyright problems compared to my last video. So, but yes, please do check it out. It's really funny. We don't talk about as much sports. I am the guy that talks about sports. Michael, I try to get into sports, but he doesn't understand sports. He doesn't understand. Rangers and Phillies fans, D-backs fans, we won't get behind this. My friend doesn't understand the loyalty. He doesn't understand us sitting there, devoting our time, our hours, our time watching 9+ innings of Rangers, Phillies, D-backs, whatever team's baseball or whatever. But I'm the sports guy. More videos will come like this out soon. But I had to get this off my chest. I walked out at the end of the 8th inning pissed off, and I had to get this off my chest. I'm very proud of my team, but wow, very terrible home performance in front of a really excited and much deserved fan base that wanted to see some sort of fight on the national stage. That deserves some sort of the city that deserves some sort of recognition. Anyways, so I will drop a link to the podcast on YouTube and Spotify. It's on my hat, so should be easy to see. Walk and Roll Podcast. I will have a link to that in the description as well. I'll have my Twitch, my streaming Twitch. I'm streaming video games on Twitch. I stream sport games, hockey, FIFA, or I guess it's EAFC now, Madden, you name it. I stream all of it. I'm gonna drop that in there as well. But honestly, other than that, I hope thank you all for staying through this. If you a D-backs fan, you agree with me, drop a like. If you're a D-backs fan that disagrees with me, please do drop a like as well. But do drop a comment why you disagree with me, I should say. I wouldn't probably disagree with what you're gonna say. Again, if you're taking my words out of context and not saying that I'm not proud of this team at all, then you're wrong. I'm very proud of this team, but at the same time, I can be very pissed off about how they performed at home because fans like you, D-backs fans, deserve something to cheer about, especially paying that money and going to that beautiful stadium and deserve to see some sort of success there, especially or at least some sort of fight. So, anyways, it's your boy Hen Dog, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.